News Live at 10.
Upon searching the building for the cause of the smoke, as well as to get residents out of the building, Fargo Fire found the body of a deceased female inside one of the apartments.
We begin tonight with breaking news surrounding that fire this morning at a North Fargo apartment in which a body was found. It took place at 417 12th Street North. Emergency crews got the call around 9:30, and despite heavy smoke, it took crews just 20 minutes to put the fire out.
Yeah, this is Interior. We have a body right now.
We have one that appears to be fatality. Rigor mortis is set in on the top floor.
Tonight, at a hastily called news conference, police indicated that the body was that of a female and that it had sustained traumatic injuries and likely didn't die from fire-related causes. Authorities also said that an arrest had been made. He's 44-year-old Sheldon Davis, and that he had been arrested on murder and arson charges. Investigators say that Davis and the victim, who are from Fargo, knew each other. Davis is being held at the Cass County Jail. Also tonight, our crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley spoke exclusively with a man who told her that she called police to notify them about Sheldon Davis. Bailey joins us now with details. Bailey?
Thanks, Mike. Lenny Wild says he and Sheldon Davis have been friends since 2014. Wild says Davis came over to his house around 5:30 this morning, acting very strange. He says Davis was beating around the bush for a while, but then finally started to give him details. Details Wild says made him scared for his life.
He says he started a grease fire, but it went out, but he went back, and then he knew the neighbors were gone, and then Facebook Live said there was a fatality, and he started sketching out and acting real weird. And I told her, I said, he's killed her, man, and set the place on fire.
Would you ever think your friend would do that?
Absolutely not.
Wild says the victim is Davis's estranged girlfriend. He says Davis and the woman have had problems for quite some time, saying many of the couple's arguments ended in physical violence. And we looked into Davis's criminal background only to find a laundry list of charges against him, including kidnapping, sexual assault, burglary and theft, as well as multiple counts of battery, terrorizing, and domestic violence. Wild says he and his family left the house out of fear after Davis had confessed, leaving Davis at their home all alone.
And I was coming down the alley and his car was sitting here. And I said, you know, I was scared enough to leave, and I'm too scared to go home because there ain't no telling what he'd do to us. He realizes he's lost everything. He has no home to go to, nowhere to go. He might kill us too.
Lenny says he later ran into a Fargo police officer near his neighborhood, flagged him down, and told him about Davis's confession. He says Davis was arrested at his home around 4 this evening, adding he feels like a snitch for turning in his friend, but was too scared of what Davis was capable of doing. Mike?
All right, Bailey Hurley reporting. Thank you, Bailey. Once again, authorities have not released the female victim's name. They expect to do so tomorrow. In other news tonight, tens of thousands of people once again have gathered south of Detroit Lakes for one of the largest country music festivals. WeFest is off and running with a blockbuster slate of entertainment. As usual, safety is a big concern, and law enforcement tell us they are beefing up security after recent shootings at public events around the country. Valley News Team's Joshua Pogaro joins us live from the Sioux Pass Ranch. Joshua?
Mike, security is super tight at WeFest. Right now, I'm in a staging area for law enforcement, and this is where I can go at the moment because they're really everywhere monitoring the situation. And we spoke with a few people today about whether safety is on their mind. Concert goers are hitting Detroit Lakes hard this weekend, many already having set up camp days in advance to get a good spot.
I've been here for 27 years in a row. Things have changed a little bit, but it's a good vacation for us and the family.
One thing that has changed is the focus on security at WeFest. The recent mass shootings at outdoor events has the Becker County Sheriff's Office on edge.
Always in the back of our minds that something like that could happen. We don't anticipate it, but it's something that it's reality. We know that something can happen.
Minnesota State Patrol says it's increasing enforcement in Detroit Lakes for drunk driving. Those at WeFest tell us they've thrown caution to the wind and are only focused on having a good time.
People just have fun, and well, in the beginning you could leave a chair and stuff on the chair and it wouldn't be a problem. But now, if there is a problem, the security gets rid of it so fast.
Well, I mean, we're kind of Minnesota nice. Everybody has fun.
Some say they've noticed the increased security presence and it's put them at ease.
It's pretty scary, but I don't think it would happen here. Their security's pretty good for the most part.
We feel pretty safe out here. The security's good. Lots of cops, which is good.
The Becker County Sheriff says concert goers should be prepared for longer than usual wait times when checking in. Mike, and I want to tell you that in less than 40 minutes, the headliner for tonight, Keith Urban, is going to come on. I just wish I brought my cowboy boots that I bought in Texas with me just to fit in a little bit. I'm going to send it right back to you in the studio, reporting live in Detroit Lakes. Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
All right, enjoy. Thanks, Joshua. The Becker County Sheriff is also asking concert goers to not park along State Highway 20. Instead, park at the fairgrounds if WeFest parking is full and take a shuttle. One man was seriously injured after being struck by a train in Moorhead just before 5 this evening. Officials say they responded to the call about a man seen crawling around a moving train after sustaining a traumatic injury at the 1st Avenue North and 11th Street train tracks. An eyewitness described to Valley News Live what he saw while waiting in his car at the tracks.
He was trying to reach under the train to put something on the track possibly. He was struck by a piece of metal. He laid there motionless for about a minute, and then he straightened out his legs, and that's when his foot was run over.
The train was stopped as a result of the accident. Moorhead police are investigating the incident and ask anyone with information to call them at 701-451-7660. A 25-year-old man is dead after the pickup he was in was hit by a train west of Perham, Minnesota this morning. Authorities say the man was driving his 2014 Chevy Silverado pickup while he was hit by an eastbound BNSF train. The crash happened at a stop sign controlled crossing. More information is expected to be released tomorrow. As schools grapple with younger children with complex behaviors, some districts, like the Fargo Public School System, have turned to the police and justice system for help. But that's no longer an option for the youngest children. As of today, children under the age of 10 can no longer be held criminally responsible or charged with crimes. Instead, they'll be connected with community services to find a solution. Experts say it's about time the law changed and caught up with what we know now about children's development.
If you're 7 or you're 8 or you're 9, your brain doesn't think in the future like that. You think in the now. So even though that might solve that teacher's problem for that day, for society, it's actually making that child worse.
North Dakota had been just one of a handful of states with such a young age of culpability. Internationally, the age is 12. 2 new abortion bills passed by the North Dakota legislature this year did not go into effect today because they're both being challenged in federal court. The Red River Valley Women's Clinic is suing over a measure requiring physicians to tell women that they may reverse a so-called medication abortion if they have second thoughts. The other makes it a crime for a doctor performing a second trimester abortion to use instruments such as clamps, scissors, and forceps to remove the fetus from the womb. A federal appeals court says North Dakota voter ID laws will stand after a lower court tried to stop a law passed in 2017, saying voters must have an ID that provided their name, current street address, and date of birth. The address provision drew backlash from some North Dakota tribes, saying the law would lead to voter suppression on the reservations. The district court ruled that the Secretary of State had to accept P.O. boxes as a valid street address. The 8th Circuit Court disagreed with the lower court's injunction, saying the law doesn't substantially burden North Dakota voters.
They've made a decision that continues, removes the stay, but makes it official that North Dakota can continue to use the voter ID laws that were passed by the legislature.
Indian Affairs Commissioner Scott Davis says there's work to be done, and he looks forward to working with the tribes, counties, and any other agencies to ensure another record turnout in 2020.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
Conditions outdoors this evening a little on the muggy side as we take a live look from our camera at Luther Family Ford. There's 32nd Avenue and I-29, and well, it's cloudy but quiet. Your temperature is still near 80 degrees, 79 on the thermometer out at Hector International. South wind is blowing at 7 miles per hour, and dew points are not far from 70 degrees. Speaking of 70s, temperatures are in the 70s. 73 Valley City and Gwinner. That's a popular reading out to the west. Up north, Grand Forks 74 degrees. That's the same reading we have this hour in Bemidji, and in Lakes Country, low 70s as well. Temperatures pretty close to dew points. That means some haze and fog building into the valley as we head to bed tonight. Some thunderstorms are rumbling along and just north of Interstate 94 as we head to bed tonight. They're moving in an easterly direction, and some small hail potential from this cell right now. It is not severe, but could be producing up to 3/4 inch diameter hail at times as it wanders around. Some of these storms have lost their intensity, and there's a look at that hail core not far from good old Tuttle. Here is a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. As we head to bed tonight, our shower and thunderstorm chances will continue during the deep hours of the overnight. Our forecast model developing a few in the depth of the overnight hours. I don't anticipate strong to severe thunderstorms, but a few of these may produce some hail. In fact, one is developed by the model right here over Fargo. Now, in reality, they could form anywhere along and south of Highway 200 the way things are looking as we approach morning. The best chance of showers and storms in the Southern Valley. Temperatures near 70. There's going to be some patchy dense fog across the valley to start our day. Now, as we go through the morning hours, our shower chances vacate and temperatures begin to warm, particularly up north where you'll have more sunshine throughout your day. Temperatures there will be in the mid 80s to maybe even an upper 80 here or there. A few showers here and there, hit and miss style. I don't anticipate severe storms, garden variety thunder showers popping through the region as temperatures fall back into the 70s for our Friday evening. So in Fargo, we'll have 2 chances of showers. We could have some hit and miss morning showers. That'll probably be the best chance. South winds throughout the day, temperatures climbing into the mid 80s. And then we could have spotty afternoon thunder showers as well. Your hometown forecast shows the warmest weather in the far north, 86 Grand Forks. Temperatures a little cooler down south where there will be a better chance of morning and afternoon thunder showers, and there could be some more thunderstorms along Highway 10 out in Minnesota for your afternoon, keeping you near 80 degrees. Here's a shot from Kathy in Horace. This was earlier in the month with all of the rain that we had. It was accumulating there in Horace in the yard. Saturday looks sunny and 88 degrees. Sunday we stay sizzling hot, Mike, with 89 on the thermometer. Spotty storms there. Monday we'll have a chance for a thunderstorm as well as we cool off with a cool front back into the 70s for next week. Cool will be nice after the heat. Indeed. Thanks. Yep. Up next.